full right now. It's time to crop out on this little wee aquaponics system I got at home. As you can see, there's not much room left for the sprouts to grow. They're kind of just bursting out of here at this point, so it's time to crop out. I'm going to show you a quick explanation of how easy it is to grow some aquaponics at home. You by all means don't need to go as complicated as this setup is. You don't need this big of a tank. It could be much smaller. And this T5 light, it's a full spectrum light. It's not even really that necessary for growing sprouts. Helps if you want to be growing a little bit more or growing them a little bit older than just 3-4 days. And the light being full spectrum, when it sits up on here, goes for about 12 hours. And these organic photovoltaic panels here recollect the emitted light from the infrared spectrum and pass it off into this vortex coil, or the PoE coil for one-stop energy. This photovoltaic array recollects the energy from the fluorescent light and emits it through a toroidal electromagnetic field that kind of stretches quite a distance out. It covers much past into this direction. If it was more centered into the system, that would be more optimal. And in the future, of course, that will likely happen. However, as it is, its approximate 6-foot range of electromagnetic field stimulate is quite effective and protects the system as well from electromagnetic disruption. In the future, be able to recollect the resonant frequency from this coil and emit it, distribute it along the system, either into this heating, this water heater here. I can redistribute it back into the light, likely being able to power the 17-watt light from itself once I hit resonance. There may be some external additives like a fan that could be powered by the system as well once the light is recollected. There's a lot of research to do and a lot more experimentation to do with adding the coil into an aquaponics system, optimizing your system, and making it as self-sufficient as possible. However, you don't need to go this far at all. Having a little simple home system is quite sufficient in producing your own sprouts. Like I said, you don't even need to be using the light. You don't need to be drawing power to for the heater as well. There are ways to keep your goldfish nice and happy in a smaller system all by themselves. And with aquaponics, you really don't need a filter. Plants do the filtering for you. So, in my system, it's slightly manual, whereas a lot of people have a bell siphon that's automatic. I have a few bugs to work out, and no pun intended, there's worms in here that eat the decomposed matter. And once this system fills up, once I got this water that normally cycled from this pump back into the fish tank, after it passes through the center of this vortex coil, which microbursts the water molecules and creates better oxygenation for all of the life forms in the system. When it's not going through the center of the vortex, I put it into this particular bed, this grow bed, and this here is a bell siphon. It just, like I said, has a few kinks. Once this system is completely filled up, as it will be soon, I can manually engage the bell siphon and get it to flush out the whole majority of the water in the grow bed, leaving about just under an inch. Quite a bit under an inch, actually. And you're left over with nitrifying bacteria in the system that end up growing in these expanded clay pebbles. You have nitrifying bacteria that take on the fish waste, that's ammonia, and convert it into useful nitrites. Going from nitrite to nitrate, or vice versa, I believe. I can't recall at this particular moment. The way the system is very self-sufficient. It doesn't need much external application other than every now and then I gotta put some more water into the system and give the fish a little bit of fishy food, just some algae. And other than that, you're left with in about 3 days more than an abundant amount of food. Like, there's no way I could eat this all myself. I'm ending up having to feed my cats quite a bit of it. They love it. However, oh, there we go. The system is ready to be flushed out. Sometimes it takes a little while for it to reach its perfect spill out. As you can see, once it starts pouring out, it just pours right out. So there you go. There's the system completely flushed out. We have some of the water in here is now filtered from the fish tank, and these plants, just got a good amount of nutrients for themselves. After the nitrifying bacteria does its work, the water that is left in here, it will be converted into some very useful nutrients, which I shall then in return eat later in the form of sandwiches and drinks, among many, many, many other things. I like adding lots of these clovers and the lentils to pizzas. It's all very delicious. And you can do it yourself. This whole system, you take away a lot of the unnecessary parts that I'm doing experiments with, and it essentially only costs you less than $100. You could start growing your own. You can have your own aquaponics system all set up, ready to go, producing food for you much under $100. I had my original system going for probably maybe under $30. I had it going, and since then I just kept adding and increasing to the system, making it more lovely. So I'm gonna need 2 hands to do the full crop out. Show you what it looks like later.